What's going on, Genius Nation? Welcome to a brand new day, a day that you've never seen before, a day that you will never see again. As I tell you, today is a gift waiting for you to open up and take advantage of it. Welcome to the Daily Genius. I am Dr. Will. As always, super excited that you are here rocking with us on the Daily Genius. Today is a very special day. So as you're coming in, I so appreciate you. For those of you that are watching this live, for those of you that are watching this on the replay, I appreciate you. For those of you that are watching this on Instagram, on YouTube, I appreciate you. Listen, if you are a person that wants to become a better version of yourself and you want to create a life that you love, I then welcome you to join us here inside the nation. When I'm talking about the nation, I'm talking about our private Facebook group of over 1,000 individuals that are committed to becoming better versions of themselves and creating a lifestyle that they love. As soon as you get finished watching this video, go over to Facebook, find our Facebook group, Genius Nation, and be a part of it. It's a free group where I want to give you tips, tools, and strategies to assist you in becoming a better version of yourself and creating a life that you love. So if that sounds like you, come on and be a part of Genius Nation. Well, as I said, today is a very special day. Today is episode 200. Episode 200. Can you believe it? We've been on this journey for 200 consecutive days. That's right. I made a commitment to show up inside this group for 365 days. And we're at episode day number 200. Can you guys believe it? When I was thinking about this on yesterday, I was thinking about the journey this has been. And I want to talk to you guys about that journey. So when I think about to December the 1st, when we started out on this journey, December the 1st, I told you that we were starting our brand new year December 1st. We were going to get a hop and a jump on everybody else. We weren't going to wait till January 1st. We were going to start December 1st. They gave us an entire 31 more days than everybody else, right? So when I think about what has happened in the last 200 days, I want to highlight for you what it takes to be committed, what it takes to play at a high level, and what it takes to do something extraordinary, right? Because when you think about extraordinary is just an ordinary person who decided to go the extra mile. That's what extraordinary is. It's an ordinary person that decides to go the extra mile. And what gets me excited about being extraordinary is that anybody can do it. Anybody can go the extra mile. But here's the thing. Everybody doesn't. Everybody doesn't. Although it's available to everybody, everybody doesn't. And one of the major reasons is I believe this word commitment. Commitment to me has been a game changer. And when I say commitment, I want you to understand, when I say commitment, I'm saying in spite of. When I say commitment, I'm talking about not worrying about being perfect. When I say commitment, I'm talking about not worrying about what everybody else is doing. When I say commitment, I'm talking about being focused on doing what you said you were going to do. So when we look at just me personally, when I look at this commitment of the last 200 days of saying, I'm going to show up. I'm going to show up. So when I think about it, in December 1st, we had Christmas that was going on. We showed up. We had January 1st, New Year's, January 22nd, my birthday. We showed up, right? And when I begin to think about my last 200 days, My daughter got married. We had her ceremony within those 200 days. My granddaughter was born within inside those 200 days. I've had some family and friends that have died inside of those 200 days. I've had family members that were born inside of those 200 days. I've had some extremely, extremely amazing days inside of those 200 days. I've had some days that were not so amazing in those 200 days. What am I saying? When you decide to commit, commitment doesn't mean that life is going to roll out the red carpet and say, yay, they're committed. We're going to make sure nothing gets in their way. We're going to make sure nothing distracts them. We're going to make sure that they just have the straight and narrow road so they can accomplish what they want to accomplish. No, that's not how life works. And the faster you can understand that, the faster you can understand that you're going to have to be committed in spite of, right? You're going to have to be committed in spite of, right? So the moment you say, I'm committing to something, you have to determine in your mind, come hell or high water, I'm going to do this. I'm going to complete this. I'm going to finish this, no matter what. No matter what. And life, once again, if you know anything about life, life is going to life. And so it amazes and astounds me how many people get caught off by life. Like literally, they get caught off by life. They say things like, I wasn't expecting that. Well, who expects that, right? Who is sitting around expecting something, right? Not very many people, but life is going to life. And so the sooner you're able to understand that life is going to life, and the thing that gets you through that is your commitment, then you start to get extraordinary results. When I started out on this 365-day journey, I didn't have it all mapped out. I didn't know what was going to happen within these 365 days. All I knew was that I was going to get to day number 365. If I was blessed to wake up every single morning for 365 days, then I was going to be in front of you live inside Genius Nation. I committed to that. And so once again, in spite of does every single day do I feel like, oh man, let me go sit in front of the camera? I don't feel like it every single day, but I'm committed to it. Right? I was looking at some statistics as it related to today, because I wanted to give you guys actual numbers, because for those of you that really want to create your best life and you really want to become a better version of yourself, I want you to hear this. I want you to understand this. So I was looking at some research. It says 8% of individuals stick to their goals and their New Year's resolutions. 8%. That means 92%, the majority of people, are not committed to what they say they're committed to. And once again, are you going to have opportunity? Are you going to have reasons? Are you going to have excuses to quit, give up, and stop? Yep. But like I always tell my clients, you're going to have opportunity to quit. You're going to have opportunity to get thrown off track. You're going to have opportunity to not be focused. Don't take the opportunity. Don't take that opportunity. It's going to come. You don't even have to worry about if it's going to come or not. It's going to come. But don't take the opportunity. So 8% of individuals, 8%, that's rare air. That's rare air. Last night I was watching a little bit of the NBA Finals. The NBA Finals between the Dallas Mavericks and the Boston Celtics. And last night the Boston Celtics won the championship. They won the championship. Those players are in rare air. I want you to think about this. It's about 15 players. On this Boston Celtics roster. And for the rest of their life, for the rest of their life, they'll be able to say they won an NBA championship. But I like to even think deeper than that. For the next 100 years, right? For the next 100 years, only 100 teams will be able to say they've won the NBA championship. That's rare air. When you look, I don't know exactly how long, I think the NBA has been around 75, 76 years. There's only been 76 championship teams. There's only been 76 championship teams. That's rare air. So if you're going to play and live in rare air, you got to make a commitment. You know, as I was reading, it says 22%, only 22% of people who make goals last 2 months. Only 23% last 3 months. And only 13% last 4 months. And as I told you earlier, only 8% actually reach their goals. So what are you going to commit to? Here's the deal, Genius Nation. We have 165 days in this experiment that we call the Daily Genius. I want you to decide today, what are you going to commit to doing, finishing, completing over the next 165 days? Because here's the thing. If you're blessed and if you're fortunate to keep on living, 165 days are going to pass anyway. They're going to pass. Time is not going to stop. It's going to pass anyway. But what are you willing? What are you willing to do? What are you willing to do with that 165? You know, I'm a numbers guy. And so if we look at it, if we say 165 days, right? And let's just say for 2 hours, for 2 hours a day, we're going to be committed towards something. Maybe it's finishing a book. Maybe it's losing weight. Maybe it's organizing your house. Whatever it may be, let's just say you did it 2 hours out of the day for the next 165 days. That's 330 hours. What could you accomplish with 330 hours? 330 hours divided by 24 is 13 complete days. So if you had 13 complete days, 24-hour periods, what could you do with that? What could you do with that? See, I've told you before, you're probably never going to get 13 full days, 24-hour period, 13 full days where you can just work on something, complete on something. You're probably not going to be able to do that, right? You're probably not going to get a block of 330 hours to finish a project, to do something. But if you learn how to just get a hold of your time and say, I'm going to commit 1 hour a day, 2 hours a day, 2 hours a day for the next 165, what could you accomplish? If you just said, you know what, for the next 165, I'm going to knock out one thing a day. That would be 165 tasks over the next 165 days. But you got to have the right mindset. You got to right now make the commitment. Not say, well, let me see how it goes. Let me see. No. Today, you got to make the commitment and say, okay, this is what I'm about to do. With this next 165 days until November the 30th of 2024. November the 30th is when we hit 365 days. November 30th, 2024, I'm going to have this completed. I'm going to accomplish this. I'm telling you, commitment changes everything. Commitment changes everything. Let me, as we end here, let me just share a little bit with you. For me, what this commitment has done, it stretched me. It's made me think. It's made me be more organized. It's made me look at my week and look at my month and be more strategic to make sure that I can show up every single day. I've had plane rides in the middle of that, right? I've had all different types of things. And so, every day I try to show up here at 7 o'clock, but life didn't always allow me to. But guess what? Maybe I had to do it at 1 o'clock. Maybe I had to do it at 2 o'clock. But the commitment that I made me say, you know what? I can't skip a day. I can't just say, and I've had reasons I could have done that. I had reasons I could have done that. I could have made excuses. And listen, and here's the thing about commitment. Like, nobody's paying me to do this, right? I don't have no boss standing over my head. I don't have to clock in. It's just I made the commitment. And whether anybody showed up or not, I was going to show up because I'm the one that made the commitment. And so maybe for some of you, man, Dr. Will, I'm going to rock with you. And then you showed up from day 1 to day 15, but then, oh man, I got to take the kids to soccer. I got to get the whatever happened. And then you pick back up on day number 80. But guess who was still here when you pick back up? Me, because I made the commitment. I didn't make this commitment by committee. I didn't need everybody to vote. Let's vote. I don't need that. See, this is about your life. This is about your life. I don't need anyone to vote for me to become a better version of myself. I don't need anyone to vote for me to create the life that I want to live. All I had to do was commit. And that's what I want for you. You are a commitment away. A commitment away of changing everything in your life. So here on episode 200, I'm serious. I'm super pumped up. I'm proud of myself. I'm excited because I set out to do something and I'm over half the way there, and it energizes me. For 165, Will, you've already done 200. You can do 165 because you've already done 200. You've already done 200. And here's the thing, last thing. Man, once you go through a cycle like this and life throws at you everything it could throw at you, now you just kind of shrug your shoulders like, okay, what's up? What could happen in the next 165, right? I'm really committed now. So I want you to be committed to you. I want you to be committed to your success. I want you to be committed to your future. I want you to be committed to becoming the best version of yourself. And once again, anybody can be committed. You don't need nobody to vote for you. You don't need nobody to pick you, to validate you. You just need to be committed. So as I always tell you, go out there and be your brilliant, amazing, genius self. Go out there and make someone else smile as you make yourself smile. Go out there and dominate. And guess what? If my eyes pop open tomorrow, I'll be here at the Daily Genius because I'm committed. All right, guys. Talk to you later.